Hello, everyone. Celestial Farm Girl here. So happy to see you guys today. We are in a major celestial solar universal event right now in our solar system, anyway, right? We're having the solar eclipse. It happens at 11:17, so we're not that far away, and we're going to be well into it. I want to tell y'all I am so grateful today. My baby girl, my dog, who was sick from the beginning of the lunar eclipse with what I don't know. I could not take her to the doctor. She had injured herself somehow, and all I knew is that I just had to keep her watered up, and so I did until she's able to take food, which was a couple 3 days ago, but she still didn't come into it till this morning. And she woke up, gave me kisses, and she's motivated and eating. I don't know if you can see back here. I'm so sorry, my phone, I'm not on my computer today. I'm on the phone. So I got a webcam for my computer a few days ago and started using it. And it's like been really stressful trying to figure it out because I'm not, technological. I all I know is what I can read, and I don't understand a lot of technological language. So anyway, she's over there eating out of her bowl today, and this is my bed behind me. Oh, and I just want you to know I love you guys. Hello, everybody. I am Celestial Farm Girl, if I didn't say that already, and I'm here to do a reading on the solar eclipse, what it's going to bring to us. And I already pulled cards and was studying on them this morning. What is this solar eclipse mean for us, right? And yeah, we all want to think about that. And plus, looking at the information and the information I've heard as I go through various spiritual channels. But we also have a new moon in Taurus. So the total solar eclipse is at 11:17 a.m. PDT, Pacific Standard Time. That'd be my time because I live on the Pacific. And so I go by that time. And the new moon in Aries at 11:21. Well, what are we saying here? Aries is the leader in the zodiac. We completed Pisces and have moved into Aries, who holds the banner of leadership, and it's all about truth and goodwill to life, right? Peace on earth, goodwill to life. And nurturing life is more important than nurturing misery, sadness, and death. Throwing responsibilities on people that they don't deserve to have. Not sharing the pie, for instance, eating pie in front of people and acting as if they deserve it more than another. That's not the way we do things anymore. This earth always meant for us to share the resources. And so we are absolutely getting ready to come into that time. It is a reset. So we had the lunar eclipse, right? And that was about 2 weeks ago. And I don't know, but I think everybody possibly could have had, I don't want to say a downfall, but maybe a little cloud, shadows, whatnot come up, which was only normal because we went into Mercury retrograde as well, right? And but we got this new moon in Aries, the leader of the pack, right? And we want to plant our seeds because a better day is coming. The media is being exposed. The news is being exposed. Hollywood is being exposed. Music is being exposed for all the ugly things that they are, right? And the ugly things they promote in their movies, and the ugly things they promote in their songs, and the ugly things they do on TV, and the ugly things they tell our children are for children. The lies they promote, Cinderella, the princess, the fables. and they make people and little kids, they instill this knowledge in them when they're young of the things they will need to do for, the rich and such when they grow old. It's best to take your children out to nature, but I know everybody has had to work so hard. How much time do we have for our children when we're trying to pay the bills, right? And that's going to change too, because we've got people fighting now for a 4-day work week. And it should be others of us standing up and say, we don't need no more than 4 hours a day. And we quit working for the men and corporations, and we begin working for Mother Earth. And our job is to make sure humanity and, well, to make sure all life on this planet is well cared for and tended to. And that would mean that people would keep jobs. I mean, we'd still have the same jobs, or really the opportunity should be there that if we wish to transfer from one job to another job, we may do that with notice. Things are going to change. Ideas are going to come in. We don't have to work so hard anymore. And we shouldn't. Our ancestors built this world. We're not asking for nothing but what our inheritance should be. Our inheritance should be, we should be secure in our homes. We should be secure with our food. We should be secure with our experiences. So if we want to have an experience, we should be able to have that during our vacations and stuff like that. And it should all be available to us because we are a part of this planet. And the more experiences and the more rest we get, the more creative we are. The more we learn to love and value ourselves. Do you value yourself enough to believe in the dream? Well, okay. I love you guys. You know I do. And I fight heaven and hell for us. You understand that? I'm not afraid of heaven. I'm not afraid of hell. Do I believe everything's alive? Oh, yes, I do. Do I know there's been some rough stuff done and created and expected to be something that they wanted, but it turned out to be what God wanted? Right? You don't mess with God. I don't care how highly advanced you are as aliens. God still exists, and he exists in between the worlds. If you don't believe in a creator spirit, God, you're missing out on a lot. You really, really are. You're missing out on seeing what's in between you and me. We think this is clear right here between you and me, but between you and me is plasma and universal energies and sun and moon. Every planet sending these energies down, just waiting to be absorbed by the right frequencies. Are they alive? Oh, yeah. It's a collective, and it's a level of ladders, right? We have ladders in the collective. We have people just beginning to catch on, and then we have people up here at the top sharing their energy, and we have piggybacking all in between, right? And everybody's helping everybody share this information, this thing that got created. You say you don't believe in God? What about the collective? How we're all connected together. Share each other's thought through tarot. You hear people talking about you in tarot. That's pretty damn connected. That they can read your energy, that they know your energy. So anyway, I pulled some cards this morning as I was thinking about this eclipse. And the first card I pulled was, and I happened to be talking to some friends about, aligning up, getting your energies cleansed and grounded in the earth. I did a show on it the other day, live. Just get grounded. You're going to need to be grounded. When the winds blow and you're good and grounded, you don't topple. When you do get grounded, you actually want to come out of your root chakra then and pull that energy up into your heart. Okay? Because if not, you'll be very sexual. even if it's your root and your sacral chakra, it will kind of be a sexual thing. So, and you'll think about sex a lot. And if you want to get out of that, you want to pull that energy up into your heart. And that way you begin to feel love for self and working on love of self and being a part and feeling yourself and enjoying that you are an awesome person, a creation of God with power within you that you have no idea. And the keys are your chakra system. And it is just like a piano, depending upon what key you're playing, is where you're in your energy. So if you want to learn how to move your energy around from one place to another, the best place to start is within your own body and moving your energy up from the lower vibrational dimensions into a higher level vibrational dimension, which is your heart. And you also want to pull energy out of the higher dimensions from your highest soul self. Because in the quantum field, we've lived forever and many lifetimes. And from what I understand, because I know this girl who is a wonderful quantum physics explainer, her name is Rising Soul, I believe it is. And you know what? Next time I go in there, I will write it down because I want to share it with you. She can explain the quantum field and how the spirit works. You'd be amazed. She makes it sound so simple, and you will definitely understand it. And I think it's Rising Soul. So I will be listening to her in the morning, and she has been helping me understand a lot about working in the quantum fields. So, anyway, we've got a solar eclipse coming today, and I wanted to know. So, I asked what the solar eclipse is going to do. And I received a message from the spirit after I cleansed my chakras. I always cleanse before I come on to do a reading. So that I can be pure, not carry no one's energies, because I want to channel for the creator. Okay, I want to channel for I don't know the name. Oh my God! And the solar eclipse is finishing out the X, right? The X. What does the X mean in symbology? As far back as I went, it meant the Christ. The Christ. Back in Greece, the X was the Christos. Before Jesus came, the Spirit of Christ was already known. This Spirit was way, way back, maybe even in the indigenous people's minds. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the thought or Spirit of Christ, but it come way before Jesus came. Just to let you know. And now we have the storm. Okay? And this was the first card I got because truth is going to be revealed because you cannot change what you've seen. And you've seen the X, and it crosses across America. So Christ is rising, maybe even here in America. The Christ consciousness is getting stronger and will. It will. And what is the Christ consciousness? It's where we have peace on earth and goodwill to all life. And we understand that everybody deserves to be secure and happy and to pursue educations and experiences that they deserve. And now we're seeing the exposure of politicians, media, and we want to make sure we stand strong and continue to speak our truth of what our value is. And we are of equal value, so says the Constitution of America. They're no better than us. They don't deserve better care than we deserve. What is good for them is good for us, which is all the best medicine, the best educations, good homes, and land for our children, the best education as far as our bodies are concerned, biologically, educations that help us live and thrive, and experiences. And we work for the planet because she provides everything. Mother Earth provides everything. Man don't provide that. Man don't provide. They just kill the cows and slaughter them and turn them into hamburger. But Mother Earth feeds them. If they didn't want them so fat and slaughter so quick, they could let them live for long enough so they could get fat off the land. But they're in such a hurry and everybody needs so much meat. I myself eat meat. But I think I'm going to cut it down. I eat beans too. I eat a lot of beans actually. About every other day I have beans. I love beans. You cook beans and put a little cheese on top of that, and you have some corn chips. It's bean dip, baby. Bean dip. It's good. And not only that, you get fiber and all that good stuff. It's good for your heart. Yeah, I eat beans 3-4 times a week, and I'm not ashamed of it. Beans, lentils, I love it. Love it. Love it. But I do eat meat too. I eat meat probably 5 times a week. I'm going to start working on that. I'm going to think about it. But anyway, besides the point, I love you guys. Forgive me for going off, okay? You are my friends, and I do feel like you're my friends. And so sometimes I, chatter about things that are like personal. So have mercy, forgive me, love me. I love you. Love me back. Mwah. Okay. So we got the storm. And this storm is covering America. Okay. X also marks the spot. Not only is it the sign of Christ, but it is the spot. And we got a storm coming to all these people who've been holding us back. The portal is being closed. It was open during the lunar eclipse. As I said, there was I felt heavy darkness. I talk about how I transmute energy all the time, and I connect into the crystal grid, and I pull energy out of the ethers, that which is around me, so that I can transmute it into light, and I give it to Mother Earth's crystal grid so that she can release it at her leisure. And however, it comes back up through the planet. And I've been talking about this for a while, so this isn't nothing new. But we got a storm, and it's going to land on some heads that have not been walking in justice, that have not made the people equal, that have put a hard burden upon them, left so many of the people in the dark where they can hardly go ABC 1 2 3 and logically figure out a problem. And I was one of them. I was one of those people. My mom was a 2nd grader. My dad was a 4th grader. I'm a 6th grader. And they left me there. They left me there with a bill. They left me there without caring. They left me there without giving me any resources to get out. I literally had to fight my way and work my way into a better territory, into a better place that I could grow. So many times have I been uprooted because, I needed to grow. I always knew that I had a calling from God, and that means things ain't going to be easy. I got to know stuff that the people who have no voice go through, so that I can speak up and bring equality for all. Because anybody is at risk of falling there, where a lot of people have regressed over the last 50 years. We're not getting to be smarter in our civilization. Our civilization is somewhat more engrossed in things that they're not growing. TV, media, songs, listen to things that are horrible, watching shows where everybody's having sex and, cheating on each other and all that stuff that the demons and deities and um, some kind of spirits where they, black magic. That's a form of black magic, leading the people into regression, going back to the damn monkeys. You know, I heard a story. The reason Adam and Eve put clothes on was because they didn't want to be seen as like the animals. And that's something. Made sense to me. I can't walk naked around in front of people. I'm very, 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 very modest about my body, and I always have been, always. So it was not a surprise to me when I heard that. It felt like it resonated. Eve put clothes on her and Adam because she didn't want the deities and gods that had created them to see them as like animals of the earth, because they had a mind. And they became rebellious because they had a mind and they knew what was going on. And these truths are going to come out. These truths are going to come out. So they were cursed because they stood for what Eve believed in, was that you're not going to use us like that. You're not going to make us reproductive creatures that you will use for your slaves. You ain't going to use our children as your slaves to work for you for eternity. I honor Eve. I got this down low. It's truth. It resonates. Okay. So Eve says, I am the storm. I'm going to break it. I'm going to break this. And we know through the slavery days that we've, experienced, because most of us are old souls, so we go back, way back. And nobody got freed out of Egypt. We just got programmed during the 40 years in the desert, when there were 3 generations in that time, because if you lived to 20 or 30, you were old. So they were able to reproduce 3 generations by the time they found a place to go, which was probably not far off, but they were all following Moses. And after that, what can you do? They created a civilization that mankind programmed and did it for the alien gods. The fire and hell on top of Moses Mountain was a flying saucer, more than likely, I believe. And now here we are in the eye of the storm, and a lot of things are going to be exposed. So smile through it, stay hopeful and faithful. So I asked God, I was like, okay, Creator, and we are right now in destruction mode, okay? Creation has to have destruction first. So we're going to be destroying these things. But at the same time, we're building up a spiritual empire full of life, love, and empathy. And so I'm going to put this card right here. And the next card I got was the Eternal Child. How wonderful. The power of the Eternal Child, that spirit of life, love, and dignity, to live a life of love and dignity. Can you imagine the children we're going to create when they don't have to stress? That they will be educated, and that we will change our education system to be more like those more progressed than us. Like, we will take the burden of them having to learn stuff off their back and let them learn about their self their first few years. Let them learn stories. Let them learn how to clean up their messes, how to interact and be civilized with other people, And then we begin to teach them what they'll need in order to have um, um, in the world out there into where we begin to work for Mother Earth. Whether we're working in doctors or hospitals, everything they got comes from Mother Earth too. And a lot of the knowledge came from the native peoples that they sent peoples in to ask the Native Americans, Native Indigenous peoples. They travel around the world gathering plants, learning from the natives how to make cures for certain illnesses, and then they sell it to you for a fortune. But they don't give them nothing. They don't reimburse them. These things are going to be exposed. Aren't you so happy to know that? That God is going to lift that veil, and we're going to see, and we're going to stand up for ourselves because we're worthy of these things. Again, our ancestors built this world. Every one of us have ancestors that have built this world, and we're all entitled to the piece of the pie. That's balance. God knows it, I know it, and what I'm saying to you, you know it. And we can be the eternal children, learning, creating, growing in love and light and dignity and peace, having experiences that lift our soul, whether it's going to see the ocean or to the pyramids or to the mountains or wherever it is. Everybody has these rights to experience these things. The value of money does not equate to the experience of allowing your soul to find their passion and experience itself. The eternal child. Number 4, balance. And I wanted to let you know also, the total solar eclipse is 11/17. That's 10. That's X. You make a 10 with an X. That's the end. That's the end. Reset. Shh. And the new moon in Aries is 11/21. That's 5. Change. I love 5. 5 is awesome. 5 is a number, and it's in Aries too. And Aries is rising into Aquarius. You understand? It's all about the fire. Get your chakras burning. And then once you get it burning, come up here into the heart and let the steam start rolling, right? And you think of yourself like an engine, and you ferment this, and before you know it, you are transmuting these negative energies, and you could go on further. You can go further, go to the heights. I go to the heights. But you could come up just to your heart. You don't have to work on everything. You don't have to be a psychic. You don't have to be telepathic. You don't have to accept all that. But if you come up into your heart and your throat, you can accept the love and speak your truth. And into your mind, over the elements, and be the eternal child. God's given you these gifts inside of you. Again, I realize the chakras are the keys. Oh my God, and let's talk about the keys. I'm going to pull some symbology on this, but let's talk about the keys. Chiron is the key. Okay, at 11:28 a.m., right after the new moon, Aries, we go into Chiron. The sun is conjunct Chiron, healing energies for everyone except the healing. I have people laying down having naps right now, working on their healing in my living room. It's a beautiful thing. They're listening to music. They're calming down. They're calming their mind. They're learning to love themselves. These people are my family. I love them very much. They think I'm out of this world. but I still love them and I still give them messages. And this morning, they actually took the message in and laid down to think about it. I was very impressed with them. And that's what it is. It's time to turn on some healing music. I have healing music on right now called Chakras Healing. And this is new moon music. And we're using deep, deep, and light blue tones, which are all about truth and blueprint. The blueprint. We're going back to the blueprints. And you are the eternal child, Divine Collective. Find that child within you and bring it back to where you are right now. We've talked about the journey of retrieving our inner child. And sometimes we go into the darkness. I've been in darkness for a couple weeks now in my shadow self. It just happened with the moon. I can't help it. I'm a celestial farm girl. I have to go through, the motions of what the celestials are doing. I can feel it. I pick it up. And so, I've been loving my shadow, loving it, kissing it, telling it. My shadow is what? My shadow is my anger. My shadow is my frustration. My shadow is the parts of myself that I don't love or I'm ashamed of. My shadow is in the little girl that got hurt when she was a child. My shadow is in, the alcoholism and addictions and things that I've been through and lost stuff. And, my shadow is in, marriages where I've been married so many times, just jump from one to another. And I didn't do that this time. I'm not even looking. I'm very proud to be single for over 2 years now. I'm trying to think of the date. This July will be 2 years, and I haven't even looked. I'm still working on myself. I don't completely heal my inner child and my heart and know my value, then I will only be troublesome later on if I revert back into my inner child. And I'm not perfect. Sometimes, the little girl takes over and she does have a fit. And I'm not going to hurt myself for that either. I'm just going to be like, okay, you were being authentic and that's the way it is. And you said what you said and everybody will deal with it. That's the way it is. And then I go out a few minutes later or the next day and everything's okay and we all just love each other. They understood my point of view. They may not have liked it, but they got it. And we all need to be that way because people this day and age sometimes live in confusion, especially if they're in the TV a lot, into their phone a lot, into things that, aren't healthy, into death, into dead-end roads that won't take them anywhere but to an ugly place. And it's really hard to get those people out of that place. And it takes a voice of truth slapping them in the face. And that's the storm, right? And when you be doing that, you be in the center of the storm because you're doing the right thing by letting people know the truth. And when you speak the truth,